Hello, dear friends. You know sea fever. It is only the name of a poem. It is written by John Masefield. But let me know the meaning of sea. You know it is only a water body. But what does sea mean to you? And what is the effect of this word on you? And what is the call of this sea? How does the sea call? And what is the effect of this call? Have you ever felt? And look at the title. It is written sea fever. Fever, you know, any rise of temperature. It may be fever when someone is suffering from anything else. There is the temperature. But what does it mean, sea fever? I think you know a longing or desire. Whenever we want something else, it is our desire. It is our strong desire, maybe. And fever, there will be thirst, urge, eagerness, and whenever you are keen to do something else, like you want to eat something special, it may be fuchka. Some people like this food item, and there is the fuchka fever. And if you want to go to some wonderful places, that is wander thirst, that is the thirst. It is also included here to mean keenness. And why do we feel such keenness, such desire? That is the reason. That is the reason that behind the wander thoughts, behind the sea fever, that the sea is calling again and again. How does this call mean to you? Or how do the people call you? And what is the effect of such calls? There are different questions. I think it will be well explained when we will be discussing and reading all the poem. The poem is written by John Masefield, and there is stamina, there is power, strength. Whenever you will be reading the poem, you must be very energetic. You feel something adventurous, wonderful you have read. And what is there? Look at the poem. After this, I am explaining line to line. You can follow your own book, and when you want something else, you want to know something else, you must write to me. Look at the button. There is the like. You will like, comment, and at the same time you will like. You will share with your friends, so that you can discuss the poem with your friends, and you will learn something most important in this class also. At the same time, remember to comment that what you want to know, what do you want to learn. And you know this poem is included in the syllabus of class 10 West Bengal Board of Secondary Education, and it is bliss 10. The poem is in lesson 6. What is there? I am reading about the author. It is written here: John Edward Masefield was an English poet, writer and poet laureate of the United Kingdom from 1930 till his death. He is also remembered as the author of the children's novels The Midnight Folk and The Box of Delights. All these are the famous writings of this famous poet. After this, there is the gist you will find written here. The poem speaks of the excitement the poet feels at the anticipation of a sea voyage. Sea voyage, journey on the sea. Journey on the sea. After the completion, after the anticipation of this voyage, how does the poet feel, and what is the feelings of people? It is narrated here. The passionate description of the seascape reveals the eternal desire of man to seek the splendor of nature. Splendor of nature. Nature is always loving. Nature is always beautiful. Nature is always wonderful. If you go to nature, if you study nature, the vast book of this nature tells you what is there. That is the splendor. That is most important in this lesson. Splendor of nature. That throughout the year, throughout the generation, throughout the ages, people, especially poets, they write all about splendor of nature. They think everything is there in nature, and nature is the best teacher. And here we will find how nature becomes wonderful, and all the poets have written here. I will go to the poem. Line by line I will be discussing. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea by the sea. The poet wants to go to the seas again and again. And where does the poet want to go? He wants to go to the lonely sea where there will be no one. The sea will be stretched, the sea will be vast. This vastness will be felt by the poet, and lonely sea is there. And all I ask is a tall ship and a start to steer her by. Her, that is the ship. Ship will be steered. Ship will be guided by a star. And this ship will be tall. These are the two things wanted by the poet, while the poet will be going down to the seas again and again. Why again and again? Because the poet wants to go to the seas again and again because he feels the call. He hears the call of the sea, and the wheels kick, and the wind song, and the white sail shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. All these are the things that the poet wants. The poet wants wheels kick, that is the push or the kick, that is whenever people try to do something else, there must be some inspiration, some guidance, some instruction, or some external or outer, external or inner, that may be the motivation, that is the inspiration, that is kicked whenever people want to go to sea. There must be eagerness, keenness within people. So people want to go to the seas for this kick, to feel this kick, to feel this inspiration, to feel this motivation. That is vast water body, there will be strength. What a wonderful excitement, what a wonderful stamina. And wild song, that is the song will be wild, indomitable, that cannot be controlled. And life will be there, indomitable, life will be there, excited. And white sail shaking, there will be favorable wind for the journey, there will be strong wind for the journey, that the sail of the ship, it will be shaken, it will be forced, it will be guided by the wind to go to the desired way, that is loved by the poet. And grey mist, there will be not bright light, grey mist will be on the surface of the sea, and grey dawn break, that is dim light, it may be sunset or maybe dawn, that is the twilight. The poet will be going there this time. This will help the poet to feel the excitement there. Second stanza, what is there? I must go down to the seas again. Again and again, this sentence has been repeated by the poet to express his strong desire for the call of the running tide. I told you, what is the call? The call of the sea. And how is the call? That is the running tide. There will be favorable tide, this strong tide, this tide will be calling the poet again and again, and it is a wild call and clear call there that may not be denied, that you cannot deny, the poet cannot deny such call, such wild call. It is clear that is this indomitable call of the sea inspires the poet, motivates the poet to go to the seas again and again. The poet must be sailing, the poet must start sailing, the poet must set sail again and again. Next line, and all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying. There will be cloudlets or maybe the white clouds in the sky. These clouds will be making a windy day. There will be strong wind, I told you, and all these are favorable, and all these help the poet to set sail again and again. And the flung spray and blown spume and the sea-gulls cry. The poet will go to that place where there will be the sea-gulls. You know, all these are the birds. The birds will be there where there is the nature, especially the sea will be very much wild. And there the flung spray and blown spume, all these are the water particles and water bubbles. They will be crashing and again on the coast, on the beach, whatever may be the place. That place is far away from us, far away or in the distant sea. Okay, next third stanza. I will go to the third stanza, that is the last stanza. I must go down to the seas again to the vagrant gypsy life. You know the life of vagabond. There is no limitation. There is no boundary. That is unbounded life, unrestricted life is favorable to the poet. The poet desires for this life, for the life of a vagabond. You know, vagabond, aimless wanderer. The person who will be wandering here and there without any aim. This type of life is desired by the poet. To the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. The wind will be like a whetted knife. You know, sharp knife, it will be cutting now and then. This type of wind will be there, and this wind will be with the whale's way and the gull's way. The bird seagulls, and I told you seagulls and whales, all these are the creatures who are very much excited and who was very much strong, powerful, and their way it must be powerful. That is, the power will be felt by the poet. The poet wants to get power. The poet wants to get motivation. Such wildness, such stamina will be gained by the poet whenever the poet will be on their way. The way of wind, the way of seagull, the way of whales, all these are desirable for the power. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow-rover. Okay, the poet now wants to listen to the yarn, means you know, story from a fellow-rover, co-rover, or co-sailor who will be there with the poet. And quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long treks over, when the long journey, when the long voyage will be over. The poet wants a quiet sleep, a sound sleep, and a sweet dream. What will be the dream? The dream will be to set sail again and again. In this way, I have completed the poem, but it is such a poem you can feel whenever you will be reading. The stamina, the power, what is there, and this is desired by the poet. Okay, no more today. More will be discussed, that is, more question answers will be discussed in the next class. Thank you all.